Hey, Dad, I know you're upset, but look, here's the thing. It's just going to give me a chance to get better. That is what my son Cooper said to me, I guess it was about this time last year in November of 2017, so a little over a year, when he tore his ACL, tore it, and his MCL playing his third game of varsity basketball. I was so upset. I was just devastated for him because he had worked so hard to make the team, at a 9A school and play basketball at a level that he had always dreamed of playing. And here in the third game, man, everything was changed. He's laying on the floor, torn his ACL, out for the season, massive surgery, recovery, all that in front of him. And, I'm trying to find the strength to just basically, shore my son up and what I'm going to say to him. But before I even get a chance to say it, that's what he says to me. And all three of my boys, Cody, Cooper, and Braden, they've always been resilient boys. Growing up, I think in a special forces family with, team sergeants and guys, NCOs in the house all the time. I think they learned at a very young age about resilience and about mindset, which is our theme for this month in January, is, the mindset that you need to achieve your goals. But, that smoke is getting me. But this final week where we're talking about mindset, we've talked about vision, we've talked about purpose, which you've got to have as a meaning-seeking creature. You've got to have the vision, to know where you're going and to see it before it happens. It's got to be tied to your purpose. And then you've got to leave tracks. You've got to know what it is that you're leaving behind, that tangible thing or things that will guide your future actions. Well, all that's great, but what is it that separates, that from and the real potential of it occurring? What separates that from, a resolution that you give up on in 96 hours? Commitment. It's commitment. It's the same thing that Cooper showed when he said to me, Dad, it's okay. It's just going to give me time to get better. I knew in that moment right there, Cooper was committed to his dream of playing basketball, and a torn ACL, months of recovery and rehab were not going to get in the way of that dream. He had already made up his mind on commitment. It was another obstacle, another struggle, but the commitment was there. And so it was a real teaching point for me, right, as a grown man, to reevaluate how I see commitment. And I love it when things happen like that in my life, especially when my children teach me something like that. Because this week we're going to be talking about commitment hard. Because the fact of the matter is, the enemy is going to put herself between you and these visions, this purpose that you've established over the last couple of weeks. The enemy is going to place herself squarely between you and your higher purpose. Did you know that? On the outside, the enemy is going to be distraction, mediocrity, the media, the amateurs who have the mic now, as Bo Eason calls them, some of our politicians and corporate leaders and people who claim to be leaders, right, but who are really narcissists, amateurs, transactional thinkers only, right, not purpose-based thinkers. They're going to place themselves between you and your dreams. It could be loved ones who are worried about you changing or being left behind that will say, don't do this. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get your heart broken. Just stay in the middle. Don't color outside the lines. You know what I'm talking about. Every time we try to pursue something bigger than ourselves, something on the outside tries to jam us up. We know that's going to happen. The enemy will also work from the inside. The enemy is an insurgent. Stephen Pressfield, in his book War of Art, he calls it resistance, right? It's self-sabotage. It's the things that will try, if there's a light force inside of us, there's also a dark force inside of us. That light that is your higher purpose, your vision, the tracks you want to be left behind, it is met by a powerful dark force that says, no, you are not capable of doing that. Who are you to do that? Who do you think you are? You don't have the money to do that. You don't have the training to do that. You don't have the courage to do that. People will laugh at you. People will ridicule you. You know what I'm talking about? That's resistance. So the enemy will place herself on the outside and the inside to try to keep you from where you're going for this higher purpose. And that's going to happen. That is predictable as that tide going out in front of me here at the end of the day. It's going to happen. So what is our commitment to this vision? What is our commitment to our purpose? What is our commitment to our tracks? I don't believe you can really have mindset without commitment. You know, I learned this honestly. I learned the value of commitment as a Green Beret. And it was really the road to become a Green Beret. You know, it was that scrawny kid coming from a little logging town who was told by everybody that I couldn't make it. That was nicknamed Rambo, made fun of in some cases, right? And told there's no way in the world you're going to make it. And I failed. I failed almost every school I tried to go to. I failed Special Forces training a couple of times and got recycled. And each time it was like a kick in the midsection. Each time I wondered what I was doing. Why was I here? Am I even capable of this? Who am I kidding? I had people still telling me, just drop out. It's just not for you. But I didn't listen to that, and ultimately I made it through. And thank God, because it was that struggle and overcoming that struggle that allowed me to teach that to my kids, that allowed me to lead from that place in combat and train thousands of other leaders to approach their life that way. I've spent my life in the realm of high performance, right? From commercial bankers to Navy SEALs to Green Berets to entrepreneurs, talking about mindset, heart set, and commitment to achieve what you were put on this earth to do. And I'm just telling you, as you think about this week, what you want to achieve with your life in 2018 and beyond, if you want to stand out from everybody else, it is the commitment that you have to achieve those things bigger than you are. And this is what I need you really diving into right now. So my call to action for you this week is simply this. What is your level of commitment? Evaluate it. Write it down. How committed are you to these goals? Where are the gaps right now? What do you know is going to show up in your life externally and internally and put itself between you and this higher purpose? You know what they are. They show up all the time. So write them down. How committed are you? Write it down. Make a contract with yourself and what's going to show up to try to stop you. Because as we go into the next month, right, when we go into February, we're going to be talking about what it takes to do this. We're going to be talking about how you actually execute on this, right? The resilience that you need to do this. And commitment is what will put the nice little bow on mindset. So this week, check out all of my posts on Official Scott Mann on Facebook, rooftop_leader on Instagram, @Real Scott Mann on Twitter. Go to our website, rooftopleadership.com. I almost said man up, Wes. But check out all of our different platforms and leverage them to help you evaluate what your commitment is, because the commitment is the rocket fuel that you'll need to achieve the mindset and, frankly, the birthright of higher purpose that you were put here to do. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for all your hard work this month in January as we've leaned into mindset. Can't wait to get started next week talking about what it's going to take to get it done and the relationship to practice and all of those things. So until then, I'll see you on the rooftop.